Oh my goodness, we might have just found the best US map ever. Hello everybody, it's Farm Sim Guy here, and welcome to Flint Hills. This is a map from JS Mapping, and to be honest, I had a look on YouTube. I could find very little about this map, and not a lot of people playing it, but man, it's an absolute beauty. So it's based in Fairbank, Iowa, and as you may or may not know, about 90% of the land in Iowa is dedicated to farming. Obviously they produce some soybeans and rear cattle, but it's best known for growing corn in massive quantities. I mean, it is the corn heartland of the States. So, let's have a look around this map. It is huge. So, let's have a quick look around. Like I said, it's based on a real-life place, Fairbank in Iowa. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of fields on here, ranging from a few small ones down at the bottom here, to some absolute colossuses. So, I mean, field 9 here, we're on this farm here. This field 9 behind us, let's just, again, have a look at that. There it is behind this farm. I mean, look at that. Absolutely massive. I think representative of the area, but again, everywhere you look, huge fields. So, I think I've counted 13 farms on the map that you can buy. So we can go around and have a look at some of those now. So we'll start with this farm. This sits just between fields 5, 9 and 4. And it's got a lovely farmhouse. But these silos are stunning. What a model this is. Absolutely beautiful, with a grain dryer built into it as well. So really nice, lovely designed bit of kit. Not a million miles away from the Millennial Farmer setup, but obviously different. And then you've got some big machinery sheds here. Let's just go and have a look inside some of these, because they are huge. Now you can't open these from the outside. You do have to pop inside and flip the buttons in here. But these are huge sheds. I mean, obviously designed for massive machinery. And again, over to this side, another big shed. Those doors do open from the outside. But, I mean, this is a big machinery farm. It is a 4x map. Unfortunately, console guys, it is only on PC. Sorry about that. I know we do get the good stuff, but obviously that extra power and grunt in our machines allows us to run bigger maps and more machinery. It does need the Global Company mod. But also it comes seasons ready, as well as maize plus and straw harvest ready. And it also has anhydrous ammonia, which is interesting. And one thing that I'm really pleased that it does have is multi-terrain angle with 32 different angles. So again, you don't get jerky lines in your field every time you do a turn. I love that. I think it's just one of those little pieces of attention to detail that makes maps feel really realistic. So, farm number 1 just here. We're going to head over to field 19 and farm number 2. So here's farm number 2. Very different to farm number 1. Again, storage, silo bins. Like I said, it's a huge grain area here. Very small farmhouse, and the sheds are smaller. So again, it gives you the option here. There's cows here as well, so there's a lovely cow barn here. So if you want to run some cattle, this is the place to do it. But what I really like about this map is it gives you the option to start really small if you want, or go huge from the off. So some big fields across the road there. But if you want to focus on your cows, this could well be the farm for you. This is based just in field 19, a little small field 16 there to the right. So if you want a small field to run with it as well, you can. And if we head along the highway just a little bit, we come to our first sell point. This is Fairbank Co-op, obviously set up for grain, and lots of silos here. Very nice drive in, drive out dumping area, but also a lovely weighbridge there with a digital readout, so you can see how much your trailers weigh. Now from here we're going to head straight south on this dirt track here, and we'll bring ourselves to another farm. So as we reach the end of the road here and hang a quick left, you will see our next farm. Again, much like the cattle farm I showed you, on a smaller scale here. Again, a very small farmhouse and outbuildings there, but then some bigger machinery sheds and silos across the road. And again, where we are on the map here, down in this bottom corner, some slightly smaller fields. So again, if you wanted to start small, fields 40, 41, 45 and 46 and 26 there. Nice sensible sized fields to start with. Now we're going to, from here, head along this road, which will take us to our next farm. So here we are, arriving at the next farm. This is very small. Again, some small animal sheds there, and a rearing pen for cattle or sheep, and a farmhouse. I suppose this is potentially a nice little farm for you to start if you wanted to put your own buildings on it and set up your own farm. Again, surrounded by some nice, on the smaller side fields for this map. So again, if you're aiming to start small, this could well be the place for you to start. So this is down in the bottom right hand corner of the map, just here. This is the farm we just came from, and we're going to keep going along this road and see what we can find next. So literally a stone's throw from the last farm that we just looked at is the next farm. Again, beautiful farmhouse, a couple of bigger buildings here, and what looks like a slurry pit, or an old building that's been half demolished. Lots of space here still, and a road there leading into some fields. Again, you could put some of your own buildings here, set your own cattle down or something. But again, another great start point. All of these farms have something about them that will appeal to some of you. And if we look at the map again, they can be bought with very little land, which is great. So you can choose, that one obviously gets a field, but you can choose the land you want with them. There's another farm which has a big field with it, but there you go, farm on its own, that does come with a big field. This farm here that we're going to look at next does come with a big field, but you've got choices. I mean, you've got so many choices available to you, it's great. Another farm up there, so lots of potential here. Let's keep heading along this road though, because we aren't done yet. So we've headed due west along this road. There's the farm we were just at, you can see over there on the horizon, and we arrive at this. Another rather nice little farm. Again, probably geared more towards animals. Looking at the barn in the background. Another model of house there. So these farmhouses are different every time, which is, I mean, the effort's gone into that's phenomenal. Another big shed for machinery, a couple of big sheds for machinery there. And some, which looks like a cattle yard over there. Yep, there's the feeding troughs. So again, if you want to rear cattle, could be a nice option for you. But equally, there's some nice fields around you as well, if you want to do a bit of both. And we're just going to head straight over here and have a look at this next farm. So literally across that wheat field there, we come to this farm. Again, relatively small. Got a nice big yard though, you could add some stuff to. A very small farmhouse. They'll have a gas tank, obviously off the grid. But another lovely starter farm with lots of space for you to build your own placeables on. Nice stream running through there as well. And just up here, literally next door, is another farm, another small holding. This is probably one of the smallest we've seen yet. Literally a house and a couple of garages. Very quaint. A lovely garden there with lots of trees in it. And over the road here is yet another small farm. So a few quite close together here. Now we are moving towards the westerly side of the map here. You can see this little clump of 3 farms just here that we've just been looking at. But this is a nice sheltered farm with trees all the way around it. Clearly geared more towards logging and forestry than it is to arable farming. So again, not masses of trees on this map, but if you fancy a bit of logging, this could well be the start point for you. Now from the logging farm, which is just behind us there, we're just going to head straight due south. So with the logging farm just over there, we come to our next farm. Again, troughs geared for cattle. A huge cattle ranch here. Look at the size of that field, phenomenal. So clearly geared towards cows. Big manure pit there. So again, if you're into the cow action rather than arable, this could be the place for you. Look at the gleam of those beautiful shed roofs there as well. Fantastic. And I almost missed this, but right next to the cow farm here, there is again another little small holding, which you could choose to set up on. Literally just a small house, which looks like it's getting some repairs done to it. Another barn just over here. Is it a barn or is it a house? Looks like a barn. So again, if you want the rural life off the grid, this could be the place for you. So there's definitely a concentration of farms here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with the cattle farm here, and the other farmer here, 5. And we're just going to head down to this space next to field 31. Now this does come, this whole unit, so the cattle farm here, and this do come as one big purchasable block, one of the bigger blocks you can buy. So let's go and have a look at that. So there's our cattle sheds again. Like I said, this all comes as one unit, so really I see this as the extension. This is the farmhouse and some sheds that are linked to the cattle farm there. So really counting this, even though they're spaced out, counting this as one farm. But again, so much space here to expand and do what you want with these areas, which is brilliant. And again, surrounded by some lovely fields. And they just go on for forever. They just go on for forever. Now there's something interesting about these map, and again, I'm not sure. I've never been to Iowa, so I'm not sure, but these chunks of grass that are running into the fields, I'm not sure if they're set up like that for a reason. Maybe there's wind turbines or something you could put in them, but it's very easy to plough these and join all of these up. There's a few of these on the map, more prevalent further up. If you look at field 8 here and field 15, and there's a big line going through field 24 as well, but all of these look like they're ploughable. You could plough these up and get rid of these lines in them, but it's just an interesting feature. Thought it was interesting when I saw it. Thought they were there and you would have to deal with them, but it does look very much like you can just plough these in and get rid of them as you see fit. So I do believe there is a couple more farms we need to go and look at. I'll say there's probably more than a couple more, but we're going to head up to this farm here, just off field 8. So here we are. Lovely little farm, this one actually. Great farmhouse. Nice little silo setup and a couple of big machinery sheds and lovely big cornfield there. There's one there, so you can see those lines now in the field, but really just looks like it's landscaping. So you can change those up. But again, great little farm. Really nice little farm. Now there's the town over there. We're going to go and have a look at that after we finish looking at all the farms, but there's quite a lot going on at the town as well. So let's head east along this road here, and we should arrive at another farm. So here we are, a little bit further along the road here, and what we've got is just some barns. There's no house here, which is interesting, or so I thought. So again, just a few little barns and some space to put your own stuff in, but there's a little drive across the road here, and nestling in these trees is, I think, my favourite house on the whole map. You've got to see this. Little lake there, little boathouse, a little pier and a boat resting, and then this lovely house. So again, if you want to do something a bit different, if you want to keep your house and your farm slightly separate, this is a lovely, lovely little area. Just got so much character, it's brilliant. So there you go. Again, slightly smaller, but whatever takes your fancy. Okay, we're going to head along here a little bit further. Just down there is that clump of 3 farms that we talked about before. They're just down that road there to the left, but we're going to head straight along here. So we've headed quite a long way along this road, actually. We just jump back to the map. We are now here. There was the lovely house with the little lake, and we are here now at field 17. So there's a nice little turn in the road here, mud track going off into the fields, nice mailbox there, and we can head down here to again a lovely little small holding sitting nestled between a load of big fields. Lots of space to landscape and do it up yourself, but basically a farm and a little garage. Beautiful. Again, we'll take a few animals in there. Okay, from here let's head straight north up this road, and that will take us back to our first farm. Just before we get back to the first farm, I did notice this on the left hand side of the road as we headed up here, a really flat open space. Almost looks ready for somebody to build their own farm on it. So again, another option for people who are interested in literally starting from scratch. But as we follow the power lines along here, I love the ditches at the side of the road there as well, very authentic for this area of the country. As we head along here, now most of these fields I've noticed as well are devoid of islands or specific things. There are power lines going through this field here, and they do have collisions on. I haven't run courseplay through this yet, but looking at the way they're set up with gaps between them, you should be able to have island avoidance on courseplay to miss those out, which is great. And here we are, back at the first farm that we started at, which is my favourite farm, I think. And to be absolutely truthful, there's no way I can't start a series on this. I just love this map. It's so good. So good. So there we go. Back to the first farm. And those beautiful silos shining in the sun. Okay, back to the PDA for a second. Let's have a look at what else we've got available to us. We'll quickly head up and look at the Dunkerton Co-op elevator again. Another sell point. Again, more silos, absolutely tons of silos here. This is by a railway track. I haven't heard a train yet. I don't know if there's a train on this map at all. But loads of silos. Great sell point here. Again, way bridges with digital readouts as well, which is really good. Again, I haven't played this in anger. This is very much a first look at this map. And if we head back west now, we will head into the town itself. So here we are, just entering the town, and again, just lovely little details like that sign there. And the first thing we arrive at is the Anhydrous plant. Now, I have to admit to not knowing very much about this at all, but I'm intrigued to find out more. Obviously, this is used for putting into the ground in fields. I'm not sure if there's special machinery needed, but it looks like you load up here and get that ammonia into the fields. But again, nice big space. Lots of sheds here. Love these placeables as well. There's just the old random tractor lying around, and spreaders and tankers and everything. Actually, I'm interested to see if these doors open, and they do. So again, all of these are accessible. Again, just detail. So good. Fantastic. So that's the ammonia and anhydrous station, and just over here is Flint Hills Resources. Again, next to the railway track. Now, Flint Hills Resources, let's just have a look at what that sells. Flint Hills Resources, you can sell corn there, and not a lot else. So again, just another corn selling point. But again, huge, brilliant. Look at those concrete silos, they're massive. Just a really big, industrial looking plant. Fantastic. Next along the road you've got Casey's General Store. This is an egg and milk sell point, which obviously makes sense because it's your general store and where you will fill up your fuel when you need it for your tractors. Nice and simple, but some lovely detail there. And the unleaded plus is the same price as the unleaded, so I think we'll be filling up on unleaded plus at that rate. Now if we head along the road a little bit further, there's a few houses in here, which are quite nice. But next thing we'll come across is Fairbanks Locker. Now this is our shop. This is where we can buy our equipment, trade our equipment in. It's a John Deere dealership. So all the logos are up there, shining nicely in the sunshine. There you go. Fairbank Implements. So that's why we'll be buying our heavy duty kit once we set up a game here. Now I said Fairbank Locker was next to the shop. It is a little bit further down the road, and this is your wool and cotton sell point. Now I can't see the sell point on the ground here. I've had a look right around this building, and I can't see any drop-off point for it. So might be a little bit of trial error. My guessing would be it's somewhere up front here. But again, we'll look at that when we're in game, find out where that could be. So opposite the shop, that is. So there's your shop. There's Fairbank Locker next door to it. And finally, this is Summertime Companies. This is your wood chip and logging sell point. That's where you dump both of those. And just over here, another weighbridge with a digital readout. So they seem to be a bit of a theme here, but really, really nicely done. Really nicely done. If we head out of here, that takes us back to Fairbank Locker and the machine shop. So there you have it, guys. It's a phenomenal map. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm in love with it, and I cannot wait to open up a little bit of a series on here. Where I'm going to fit it in around everything else, I do not know. But I've got to give a massive, massive shout out to JS Mapping for this. This is a hidden gem. Now you'll not find this on the mod hub, being a PC only map. He's obviously decided not to submit it to Giants, but it feels incredibly complete. I know he's working on an updated version of this at the moment with custom textures, but for now this is utterly phenomenal. You can only get it from his Facebook page, so I will leave a link in the description below and you can go and check out and give a follow to JS Mapping, because he does all the support he can get, because the stuff he's churning out is absolutely beautiful. And it leaves nothing else really for me to say. I'm the Farm Sim guy. If you're on PC, go and grab this map. I genuinely think this could be one of the best US maps that I've ever seen. So if you like big US farming maps and you want to use some big machinery, this is the place for you. For now, from me, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.